I want to start with you because I've been in this punk scene. I grew up going to these shows, and I've been to a place where I saw, all the tapes were swastika and all this stuff. This is a real world. Why bring it to the screen, and what was your influence on that?
This is my real world too, as far as the Washington D.C. punk scene, the hardcore scene that I was a part of back in the 1990s. As a filmmaker, you have ideas, and as a filmmaker without resources or access, I carried these ideas for over a decade. So when I had the chance to make Green Room, I thought, there couldn't be a more dynamic scenario for me than having a siege thriller take place in a concert venue during a live concert. And we have Nazi bad guys, right? But we don't pick them because they're of the ideology. We pick them because within the punk and hardcore scene, they're soldiers. They're organized. They wear uniforms, and whatever ideology they have, it's not their content. It sort of lends the organization towards a certain amount of militancy and access to weaponry. So within the punk scene, they are the soldiers, and I wanted soldiers pitted against civilians, and that was this whole premise. It has some certain slasher horror film elements, but this is a war movie.
Now with you, obviously you play a lot of nice guys. He's not a nice guy, but I don't see him as your typical villain. I see him as he has to do what he thinks is right. Was that your approach with this?
Well, the lead for that came from Jeremy in phone conversations we had, because we were at different sides of the Atlantic, and he gave me sufficient input in those first two conversations for me to have something to look at and work on and prepare for. And Darcy has a specific task in this film, which is to save himself and his organization, whatever that organization might be, and protect what he has. In order to do that, he has to persuade these young people that he's a good guy and that he's there in their best interests. Talking about humor earlier, some of the humor in this film would only be observed when you saw it a second time. I mean, my favorite Darcy line was, "All be over soon, gentlemen."
That's a great line.
And so I had a specific task, which was to make everyone feel it was all going to be all right.
Yeah, you did a good job.
While knowing that it probably would never be. It couldn't be.
No, there's no way.
No.
For you, yeah, I've seen you play, by the way, and you're
here.
I don't know where it was. I don't remember.
No way,
I've never
that's
been
hilarious.
Here.
I've played here a bunch.
Yeah, but I've been
hilarious.
a fan of your music too,
Oh,
and it's got to
thanks.
be great for you to come in, and you've done this with Rudderless, you've done this with this. It must be nice to bring that musician skill to a role like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty terrible musician, I think.
Stop.
So I really appreciate being the bass player in a punk band. I'm really stoked on that position, and from now on, I'll probably just try to play bass poorly. But for me, it's getting together with people and playing music is this wonderful experience where, I think perhaps because on set there's so little time to get what you need to get done, that when you play music, you're just throwing ideas around and creating things spontaneously, and there's no pressure. And I think when Alia, Joe, Callum, and I got together and we got to play music together, it was so much fun, and it bonded us in a way that I don't know that we would have even been bonded in that way if we hadn't been pretending to be in this band together. It's the most beautiful thing.